I don't know. What's the definition of vice? I don't know. Is sports betting a vice? I don't know. You really got to define your terms here. You know what I'm saying? What about those fucking people who do rock climbing with no ropes and no, you know those people?
Free climbing, yeah.
They literally die. Like a lot of them die. Now, is that a vice? I don't know. You tell me. I don't know what the definition is. You tell me.
An addiction, an obsession.
That hurts them? Have more people been hurt percentage-wise from sports betting or rock climbing? I don't know.
If your unit size is $500, you can't be a professional gambler for a living. It's not enough. But when you get to 1,000, and the goal would be $5,000 a unit. The dream is 10, but my goal would be $5,000 a unit. And if it's not happening, you'll know that I'm not succeeding. And yeah, I'm sure she wishes that there wasn't as much at stake every night. But this is me, and I love it, and it's my passion, and it's not going to change. It's not going to go away. And the only thing that we can focus on is getting better at it.
When your people need your teaching, let your vision be your guide. But if your money be your leader, then your power be divine. Oh yeah.
Like we've been here before.
Like we've been here before, yeah.
My flaws? You want me to tell you my flaws on camera?
Started with the cards, So, big on the cards, and then just do the scratches and little things like that. I used to do the bingo. Like, I used gambling, for a long time.
For so many of us, it's the exact same story. My dad took me to the horse track.
My dad was a gambler. Back in those days, there was no internet. Bookie used to call every night at 6:30, and I'd watch him put bets on. He'd take me to the track, and then, I started thinking, hey, this is fun.
Started reading the program, had my own picks. You couldn't go to the window as a 7-year-old. I could give my $2 to Scotty, Howard Scotty, okay? And he could bet it for me, or I could go to the candy stand where I could give the man 50 cents. He'd write down my bet, and I could come back and get some better candy or a few more quarters.
When I was 5, my dad bought a racing form for me, taught me how to dissect it, what to look for, what to read.
My dad, he went the next level. He had a book, and I learned let me get a quarter on this, let me get a half.
I lived in New York, so there was always bookies and friends of ours whose fathers were bookies and stuff. So it's always easy to put in the bet.
My dad did gamble.
My dad was a gambler.
His dad would take us to Red Rock Casino.
And then as high school kids, they made us run for them. They'd give us $5,000, whatever, or $10,000. Tell us, and we would go, and go make bets for him. That's just how it was in Las Vegas growing up here.
We have a betting crew here that is unlike any other.
As a little kid, and this is before I even knew that I was going to handicap, I remember getting a copy of the Orange County Register and pulling up the sports section. I would love reading the box scores, just because I would love it.
I just loved the analytics. I love numbers. I loved staring. Like, people like to do stuff on their off time, like, I like to go and look at stuff on sport and, any little thing and everything.
Just like finding those picks and ciphering out the action is what's super enjoyable to me, almost more than the wager.
We have a common ground. We all love the same thing.
That's what led us into basically becoming low baggers from the get-go.
What's a low bagger?
I used to. That's a great question.
Hey, I'm one of the motherfucking people, bro. I was like, what the fuck is a low bagger, right?
A low bagger is somebody that has sports betting as a good part of their lives. It's not just a really a recreational. It's a fine line between recreational and.
But I'll tell you this, every time I go into the chat, you know, I'll usually say, hey family, or hey low baggers. That's it, you know? Like, it's definitely a part of my DNA and who I am, and I definitely consider myself a low bagger no matter what.
It's just a group of people who love sports, who love to gamble.
You know, some of us like to drink a lot, some of us like to smoke a lot, some of us like to do some other shit, you know? But we all like to defeat the motherfucking juice. We all like to hit him over the motherfucking head. You know, that's what we do. We break bread, and at the end of the day, you know, like my boy Jay Money would say, it's us against the bookies, man. So that's the mentality. That's what a low bagger is.
I say it like this. For each and every one of us low baggers, the experience kind of goes as follows. Something was going on in your life that brought you to YouTube for sports betting.
Tom and I started watching because at that time, you know, he was at home, he was sick, and then he just started typing in, you know, on the YouTube channels, you know, sports gambling, because he couldn't go to the casinos.
For me, one of my biggest hobbies is fishing. That's one of the things that I love the most. And I was looking to learn a new knot, so I went onto YouTube and let me look this up, and you know, random things pop up on YouTube.
And the first thing you got was, sign up for this, free pick of the day, and keep going, you know, these guys.
Hey, listen, it's Houdini weekend, $99. I need more people to call. We only got 76 callers today. 877-220-6540. You want some of this? You want some of that?
How many times I gotta tell you people?
This is the world champion Ramon Scott, and I've got for you 5 big games for Sunday. 1-900-420-8027. They'd come on the air screaming that, right?
Look, I worked at Cantor. We took Billy Walters bets. We took the biggest bets from the best bettors in the world, and I could tell you that the best bettors in the world make 1 to 3% on every sport every year. Period. Stop. Anyone who says any different's crazy.
Don't forget, 3-day all access. You want to jump on board just for 3 days? What better 3 days? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Get all the plays. Pick your favorite capper. $59.
Here's what I like, but if you want my best bet, it's only $39.99. I'm like, what?
And you're like, you know what? No. And then all of us, at some point, we stumbled amongst SBR and Peter Loshak.
And he just encountered Loshak. And he just really immediately fell in love with him.
Hi, welcome to SBR TV. I'm Peter Loshak. Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. I'm Peter Loshak. I'm Peter Loshak. I'm Peter Loshak.
I'm Peter Loshak. Today is July 24th, and I'm going to be previewing the Big 12 right now, going over each team and discussing some things that I'm going to be looking for from each team in terms of possible betting value.
Pete was one of the first kind of guys I locked in on his content as far as coming back to what he was doing, giving him a like, subscribing.
Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. Today is Tuesday, June 7th. We are talking right now with SBR contributor Ian Cameron. We're taking a look at the opening lines in Major League Baseball for the games of tomorrow, Wednesday, June 8th.
There really wasn't anything else on the tube that was really like that. Everything else was very promotional based. It was very just gimmicky.
Pete was the guy. For me, people love Pete. People love Pete. They still do.
I used to see Pete on a Saturday. I think when he was with Ian Cameron, who we call Babano. This is going back maybe 7-8 years ago.
And they paid off. You know, they're one of the top 5 teams in baseball in terms of ROI. If you bet them game in and game out, maybe some people would call you a square, but you'd be up money for sure.
I liked Pete because right away I figured out he was from New York. I'm like, oh, this is a New York cat. I like this is a cool guy. And, you know, he had the long hair and the baseball hat. And I'm like, this is a cool guy, you know.
I think at this time, he was on with the different co-hosts, and they were down in Costa Rica. And
it was just Pete for the most part, but he'd have other people on. And
then all of a sudden, Jimmy the Bag appears.
Then all of a sudden, Jimmy came in. I remember saying, oh, this guy, Jimmy the Bag.
What up, gamblers, punters, ballers, shot callers? What up, winners? What up, mama? And a special what up to the Sportsbook Review and their audience. My name is Jimmy the Bag. I handicap like LeBron plays ball. And like LeBron, I share my gift with the world. And I'm honored to be dropping a weekly segment on the sportsbookreview.com website. I've been following your handicappers, and you guys are no joke. I respect it. There's some handicappers on that site that are up to the Bag's level. I don't give out that kind of love and respect often, but I'm giving it to you guys, man. Let's get together and make some money.
Let's take down the bookies together.
I said, who the hell is Jimmy the Bag? What kind of name is Jimmy the Bag, you know? Who the hell is this guy?
The bag is gonna climb to the motherfucking top. Bag tells 0 jokes. Just gonna leave my dick out. Just to see if anybody wants to come by and drink it.
I remember I saw that. I remember those clips, yeah.
He'll do that character, like you said. And I was like, it did kind of like, I wasn't all as receptive with Jimmy at first because Boss was the super one. He loved Jimmy from the jump.
Yeah, I always.
He loved Jimmy from the jump because he kept telling me like, man, you seen that Jimmy cat? You seen that Jimmy cat?
What up, cappers, gamblers, punters? What up, mama? What up, strippers at the Hotel Del Rey? What up, spider monkey? Don't make eye contact. What up, sports fans? It's Monday, November 6th. Feels like a good day to make a little cash. And if you're wondering at home, yes, my breasts have enlarged. Word of caution, winning is fattening. Just ask Oprah.
He was the world's biggest douchebag, right?
It seemed really, yeah. You know, when I was watching, it's like, is he really a douchebag?
I remember I sent one of those videos to one of my friends, and he saw it. He's like, dude, who the fuck are you listening to? Who is this guy? What kind of a guy? And I told him, dude, don't take it that serious. It was just comedy.
Right from the beginning, it was. I loved everything about it. Those little comedy things.
And the context, we all thought, oh, Jimmy the Bag, he's getting bags of money from gambling. We didn't know his whole context. It was funny.
I am Jimmy the Bag. I was Sam Easton.
Please welcome the young and the hip, Sam Easton. I love Canada, but it's tough being a white boy on these streets. Yeah. Like a lot of white boys in my generation, I'm not just entitled to live off my parents, I'm also a rapper. You've probably heard of me. I go by the name of White Cheddar. Yeah. White cheese, homie. If you guys are good tonight, if you're good, I'll rip the roof off with a little white cheddar. If you're good, I'll watch you. I brought enough for everybody. Yeah. White cheddar, the greatest ever, like to be licked like a stamp on a letter.
Yeah, he was an actor. He was a movie star. He did roles in Final Fantasy.
I so feel this is so my fault.
How could it possibly be your fault?
Seeing women is nothing but fun bags. I mean, if I had seen their, whatever, humanity, they wouldn't have felt the pressure to look so good. Impress Franklin Cheeks.
Don't be down, Frankie. Be proud of your ability to make everything that happens somehow a story about you.
But no one knew. I never knew he had that background. I just thought he was that guy, just funny. And I just kind of Googled Jimmy the Bag and on YouTube, and it came up with it. He had all these little short comedy documentaries.
The whole thing started off based off of a persona he was doing, off of a comedy mockumentary.
He's my grandson. He's also the world's biggest douchebag.
He's a douchebag. That's what the world's saying. He's a douchebag. Here's how you know I ain't playing. He's a douchebag. There was a vote, it's legit. He's a douchebag. Bro, don't even give a shit.
That fucking little prick
has a bet in Vegas that his grandma will die before September 1st next year.
But she holds off and makes it next year, then I lose cash. It's just trying to find the angle.
I know it looks bad. But really, as I've told you, he's a professional gambler.
Not true, one iota.
Gambling and other angle-oriented ventures.
Come on way home. Open up, baby, open up! Open up! Open up!
Come away home, Will. Within by a length and a half. Tight corner for a second. Look out, Dubai and Hockley.
After I got to know him, I was like, obviously that can't be real. But like for a split second, I was like, did he really get voted the world's biggest douchebag? Like, I thought he did.
So we put out our first video and just some horrific things were said. And I've called those people out because I've known them for years and they pretend that they didn't say those horrific things. And we had some horrific, horrible things said about me.
Meanwhile, it ends up becoming one of my best friends, a close guy, somebody we all just love.
Yeah, I mean,
How can you not love Jimmy, man?
Pete was the one everybody loved at first. There was no Jimmy. And I remember Jimmy on the balcony saying, I'm going to Costa Rica. Looking out over Vancouver saying, this is it, I'm going.
What up, cappers, gamblers, hunters? Que pasa, jugadores? Que pasa, sluta? Que pasa, mama? What up, Spider Monkey? What up, sports fans? It's Tuesday, October 10th. It feels like a good day to make a little cash, something that I have done for 6 days in a row. Feels good, man. It looked grim yesterday. I got destroyed. My bottom mouth got pummeled by the Sabres. I missed the over on Nats Cubs, but I had the Astros.
Jimmy just felt really authentic. He didn't pretend to be hit 90% of anything or be anybody but him. And I thought that he took a smart approach, which was the relatable pain that every bettor feels when they lose. And he would talk about it openly. I lost again, the son of, and it's like, that's how we all felt when we did lose, whether we were the sports book or the bettor. And it just felt very real and very authentic to me.
As soon as I started involving myself in the gambling community, I saw how dirty and grimy and fraudulent it was. Pete was the antithesis of all that we were seeing. And that interests me very much. And I think Pete interests everybody. He's just a different cat. You know, he just goes by the beat of his own drum, and he's not caught up in this grimy underworld. He's trying to find a lane for cappers to succeed at doing what they love. And so there was a lot that appealed to me to work with Pete immediately.
I wasn't surprised when they were like, hey, we found this guy. And, I just was like, oh, he was some guy who like made sports betting videos and like has a big enough reach that like the SBR people wanted to reach out to him and invite him down. I was like, great, I'm sure they're right. And so he came down and...
Pete did not want a partner. Nobody at SBR, none of the other cappers wanted me down there at all. We're all very negative about me being there.
One of the shows I was doing by myself, they had him like, I knew it was happening, but they had him quote unquote like show up unexpectedly as a new guest or whatever. And I like was in a bad mood, whatever, and like did not respond well. And people thought that it was because I didn't like him.
Leaning LA +5 and no opinion on the total. All right, now let's go to the MLB game, which is Gray and Greggy.
Sorry, I'm late, fellas. Sorry, I am late, but the bag is in the house. Now, I'm not here to take anybody's job. I'm not here to replace anybody except for you, Marty Ice.
You gotta come sit over here?
Get the fuck out of here. No, I'm sitting beside Pistol Pete.
Okay. All right. Jimmy the Bag, thanks for being here. Jimmy the Bag is going to be doing all these shows from now on with me and giving advice and maybe picks. You're going to be giving picks, Jimmy the Bag.
I am going to be giving picks.
It must have been an awkward situation for Pete.
It was.
Because it was his show.
It was his show.
And he didn't know anything about Jimmy.
That's right.
Right? And I guess I could say he was butthurt. I mean, wouldn't you be?
I was upset about SBR.
He wouldn't speak or talk to anybody in the office. He wouldn't look at anyone in the office. And he had a little closet space where there was a door he could close.
That's where the magic takes place.
And that was his office. And I had to knock on Pete's door kind of.
He said, they've asked me to come down here in Costa Rica and blah, 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 blah. And he said, I told them I'm only going to do, he came to my office, he said, I'm only going to do it if I can sit next to you every day and do a show with you. And I had no idea who he was then. You know what I mean?
He was never mean to me or anything. He just, didn't respect me and didn't want me working with him. And I think he needed to know that I thought those were very valid, legitimate feelings.
It was kind of like, this guy don't get my joke type thing between Pete and Jimmy at the beginning sometimes. But then Jimmy would like take over and let his personality and character start going. And
Jim, I'm proud of you for fully embracing this official picks and picks tracking thing, because Lord knows it is a treacherous every day. You got to put your ass out on the line. You got to keep track of it all. If you have a bad day, it's on your permanent record forever, but you don't care. You're embracing it.
I'm embracing it, but obviously I understand that there's going to be
ups and downs.
Ups and downs, and I know that the downs affect gamblers so much,
Yes.
and I have problems sleeping. And if I am down 10 or 15, 20 units, and I have to look you guys all in the face, that's going to be extremely difficult.
I could tell you that my husband took an instant liking to Jimmy. And I think he fell in love with the show even more with Jimmy.
At that point, I knew that he had like a comedy career, an acting career, and I was like, wow, this guy's actually been like a professional comedian and actor. And he's like telling me that he thinks I'm awesome. You know what I mean? So I was like so flattered, you know?
I just thought we would work really well together. And he came around and you know, we built something special.
Jimmy the Bag, we are delivering a quality product here. This is high-level sports betting media that we are presenting and producing for the viewing public. Jimmy the Bag, I had another winning day. You killed it in NHL, putting him officially, nicely, positive units for NHL. Jim the Bag, I'll be quite frank right now. I didn't think you had it in you. I didn't think you had it in you. No, I thought you had it in you. I'm kidding around, but it's good to see. I thought you had it in you.
I can sleep at night knowing I'm in the black, but I know that it's
Maybe we should write a song called "It Feels So Nice." I know I can sleep at night knowing I'm in the black.
Well, you have a great.
We should write some gambling
voice.
songs, right?
We should write some gambling songs.
I can sleep at night knowing I'm in the black. Something like that. All right, so
man, let's get the
let's do it. Yes,
yeah.
When that came together on camera, along with the chat coming together at the same time, man, I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing that came out of that, and it was all organic.
And then like we're gonna be capping every game on the card today. And they used to be on 2 times a day. I don't know if you remember, right? It was at like 1 o'clock, and then they come back for the late games at 4. I'm like, this is a handicapper's dream.
2 times a day the show came on back in the day.
Man.
Came on early, and they also came on late.
That afternoon recap, it was so much fun for me. That was kind of my happy hour.
Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name is Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. This is the Loshak in the Bag show for Monday afternoon, 6 o'clock Eastern time, Monday, February 12th. We do this twice a day, 12 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock Eastern time. And I just want to say thank you so much to all the commenters who make this show so great from the outside perspective. It's their insightful commentary and their picks, of course, that make this show so great. From my perspective, it's the supportive comments and the comments of love and the comments saying, Loshak is so great. Loshak is so funny. I love Loshak. All that stuff. This show, I love this show. All those kinds of comments. You have no idea how much that means to me.
Pete and Jimmy would, read out the comments and stuff like that, and
interact with the comments,
make you feel a part of it,
and really remember what you said the first show, and come right back and say, "Well, remember, OG Wham was right."
Yeah, congratulate you the next day. You know what I'm saying?
Or even like that looked like that is the play because now the line is moving this direction, whoopty whoop, and this that.
Yep.
It was amazing to have that interaction with somebody that you looked up to. First off,
Oakster says I would be iffy on the under. I could see an offensive outburst as well. Dom, our man Dom says San Jose blocks the most shots in the league, and besides Colorado, they close the season the best of playoff teams. DJ Big Boss likes that Loyola play. Gabriel Rodriguez. Still begging me to take Carolina, and I'm not going to do it, Gabriel. And we can talk about this tomorrow.
I was absolutely in love with it because I, up to that point, had never found a show that had a live chat doing breakdowns of the games where everyone was talking, giving their 2 cents about the breakdown of the games. So I was like, wow, well, this is going to be a good way to maybe see something that I wouldn't have seen if I'm looking at the game just by myself.
This chat is like just slowly bubbling together, like as far as like being the same people all the time.
I was one of the first, there was like a group of like 50 guys that was in their shows. The chat would be about 50 guys.
So we were known as the LOBAGGERs. And these are the group of characters in the chat that kind of follow the show from day one and forward. So
the younger guys call us the OGs now. Myself, Big Ragu, Nut Flush Allen, Paco Healy, DJ Big Boss. And every day these guys are in the chat. So all of a sudden it was like, hey, how you doing, Big Ragu? Hey, Dom, how you doing? And all of a sudden every day I'm talking to these guys more than my friends in the neighborhood. And we start bouncing ideas off each other. We start talking about games, I'm like, listen, I like the Mets today because of this reason. And someone's like, yeah, but you got to watch out. That pitcher, he's only, and they're like, oh, yeah, I didn't think of that. And like, we're all helping each other to beat the bookie. We're not against each other. And that was the whole premise of this whole thing.
We all share one common goal, which is to beat the bookies and make money.
Everyone in there, all talking about the same shit, all looking at the same thing, focused on the same motherfucking thing. Like, that shit's hard to find. So I looked forward to it,
It's tough to find people that you can have a conversation with and say, yeah, man, I was on the Sixers. I had
Right.
to go back and hit it live.
Right,
It was minus 200. I was trying to get it more on the plus side because
Right.
if it goes to the end, I'm going to hedge it. You know what I'm saying? And if I was sitting here with, a coworker or anybody, they wouldn't know nothing I was saying. So when you amongst multiple people that we can hold full-fledged conversations about this stuff.
They understand what a bad beat is. They understand the hooker, the money line, you took the 7.5, I got it at 5. This is shit that you just, when you love the shit like we do, this is what you want to be at. So that's what low bag is. If that's you, then you need to fuck with the low baggers,
Everyone speaks the same language and likes each other for the same ways, and you're part of this little group that has jokes, and there's all sorts. I mean, it's just so that was there.
Shout outs. Anybody who come in and say hello, he wants to acknowledge them. Just say, hey, they're going to join in our chat. Let's say hello. Shout out to so-and-so. Shout out to, it's just that's great. Everybody loves to hear their name out there.
I'd get into the chat early, right before the show. You post a comment. As soon as Jimmy goes live, you start shouting everyone out who's in the chat. Good to see you. Good to see you. Love to have you here. And I just loved hearing my name being called out. I'm like, hey, yo, bro, look.
And I'd be in the chat. I'd be like, hey guys, coming in from the sports store. And then he'd be like, hey, Gogster from Redbeards. Shout out to Redbeards. And people would be in the store. And I always thought that was pretty cool. So
We got a great group of cappers in our chat today. Shout out to Vinny Cornell, Tyler Hartstock, Dan Kelly giving us a parlay right off the top. Brooklyn Nets, Oklahoma City Thunder under 233, and Brooklyn Nets +8. Red Girl in the house. We got Adam Morera, Vegas Gun, Daryl Lyles, A-Town, ready to rock. Rosie in the house. Man, I love seeing my man Vegas Gun in the chat. What a great guy.
Yeah, he would tell, my name was mentioned, shout out to Vegas Gun. It's Jimmy didn't have to do it. Jimmy's he's so awesome. And Pete, and then they give their birthday pics. It's just, the shout outs were it made my husband feel very, very important because it was the inclusion of being with them.
A few months later, 5 months later, everybody's like, we got to call ourselves something. We're like a crew of guys, man. And the beauty was, I'm in Long Island here in New York. There's guys in Florida, in Texas, in Chicago, in LA. We're all over the place.
From all over, not just the country, but, Canada.
Canada, right. I can't forget Canada.
Young pups who are super sharp and, long-standing OGs that are, in their late 60s or whatever and have been doing it forever and have adapted today's time. And black, brown, rich, poor.
It's a diverse group. It's a diverse, and a lot of people can take lessons from the sports gamblers, man.
We got guys in their 20s. We got guys in their 40s. We got all ethnicities. Sports gambling doesn't discriminate. And the beauty of this thing is everybody kind of blends in because we all love what we're doing. We all love to bet on sports. So
we're all family, and it's just so cool to learn from each other and to experience other people's realities, because all of our realities are different.
There's other content that there's some respectable opinions and a good production put together and good concise pick or whatnot, but that camaraderie and kind of family feeling that our group has grown, I think it's very unique.
And we said, we got to call ourselves something. So somebody came up, it wasn't me. Someone's like, Low Shack, Jimmy the Bag. And they started fooling around with the names, and we came up with Low Baggers.
I'm looking at all the comments here.
We have a new name. We're Low Bag.
Nice, yeah. That's
I
not
like
bad.
it. I
That's
like
not
it.
that. Or Bag Shack. That's even cooler, actually. Let's see.
And then that summer, the company that they were working for had a big handicapping conference at the Golden Nugget in Las Vegas. They called it the IFBC.
IFBC was definitely a pivotal point for many of us.
Guys that are pretty big now in the industry were all talking. And, Pete was one of them. Pete was one of the guys we all looked up to,
Of course, we are doing this show live and direct from the Golden Nugget in Las Vegas, Nevada at the IFBC. We got a studio audience. Flipper 13, Rocky Manichetti, Paco Healy, Nutflush 16.
And Twatty Latte
Yeah,
right
we
there.
got- yes.
Flipper 13 Vitalis. man.
Exactly.
And we all met each other that day. That's when we met in Las Vegas. That's when I met Jimmy.
I go out there, we have fun, we meet Jimmy, we meet Drew Martin, we meet Natalie, we meet everyone that we met out there. It was a beautiful thing. Pete, Ski, all those guys.
That's the first time we ever met Pete and Jimmy.
Jimmy.
And some of the old school guys. That was when Dom Ricci was there,
Yeah.
Paco Healy.
I feel like we had a year and a half like under our belt in the chat, and bonds formed and stuff before we even really met each other, and then coming together and being there in Vegas.
And I remember Jimmy was going to be there a day early. And I said, I'm going to be there early. He said, I'll be in Caesar's Sportsbook. Come and find me. And I knew what he looked like. So all of a sudden I walk around, I see the hat. I see that white face, that round face. And I'm like, Jimmy, I'm Dom. He's like, well, hugging each other. And it was just great.
We come out of IFBC, and I'm like, I'm a part of an online sports betting community called the LOBAGGERS. And I'm like, I never could have thought that this would be something that I would be interested in or a part of. Like, internet community, I really met people from, that's like, people look at people weird for long distance relationships on online dating, right? So this is like online dating come
Friendship
really
dating,
surreal.
We went from being on a YouTube show about sports betting to actually being really close friends and guys I talk to on the phone every day. And we go on vacation, and we plan vacations now to see each other.
They go to these, I don't know if you want to call them, get-togethers.
I can't believe, I guess you always hope, but it's happening. We're going to Miami. Had meetings all day. I'll be having meetings nonstop about this for weeks. Usually I don't like meetings. This time I do. We're going to Miami. We are all meeting up in Miami.
We did Miami just as a spot where we could all kind of get together.
Yeah, one of the first Lowbagger gatherings we had a bunch of us there though. Yeah, Big Red Goo, Nutflesh Allen, Ski Prophet was there too, Big Boss. It was just a great time.
We went to the Diplomat Hotel in Hollywood, Florida. One of the top hotels right on the beach in that Hollywood, Florida strip. It was supposed to be really an SBR thing, and it kind of just turned into a Lowbag thing.
Oh man, when we're all together, you guys, this is my whole life, and we cap together every day, but when we're all together?
Miami, baby, we doing this. SBR, hustle and flow bag. It's live and direct.
We'd already gone to Vegas and met Pete and,
Mm-hmm.
and Jimmy, but then that was the big trip. They're all going to Florida, and I'm like,
It was the right time of year. They gave us a great deal, and we all went. It was like, boom, let's go.
We're sitting at the campfire, and she goes, "It's done." I said, "What's done?" And she's like, "We're going to Florida." And I said, "No, I already bought the tickets. They're paid for. You're going. That's it. We're not going to miss out on this." And man, that trip by far, it's too hard to put into words. That's something me and Kristen will remember for the rest of our life.
It was great. You could just walk downstairs and someone's always at the bar. Someone's always sitting in the lounge. Someone's always wants to take a walk on the beach and smoke.
Yeah, I wanted to go to Miami, but my wife thought it was weird that I wanted to go to Miami and meet and be some dudes I never even fuck with. She's like, you don't like social media. You don't like none of this shit. Now you want to go to Miami and hang out with some motherfuckers that you don't even know? I was like, yeah. And then I was like, yeah, you're right. You know what? Fuck it. So I just decided not to do that, But I wanted to go because I just this is my vibe,
It was just so great when we were all there. We took over the sports book in the Golden Nugget like we were feet up on like we owned the place. It was great. The last night we all stayed out on the beach till 2 a.m. Everybody had flights, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. We all just stayed up all night. At that point there was 15, 20 of us. It was just great. What a night. One of the great nights.
So that's how it started. That was when we decided, and from here on out, she's fully on board. And every trip that they do, when it's going to be a big event, that's going to be part of our family. That's where we will be headed.
We leave each other in tears. Grown men. We leave it. Me and Jimmy are like this, hugging on the beach. I'm like, I don't want to go home.
The cappers that I spend my life with, that I cap with every day, they've become my best friends. And I share the highs and lows of life, the deaths and the births and all those important things.
And that's important to me because I can watch any show, I can be a part of any group that can tell me actionable info. But that's not what this family, that's not what this group is about. It's about all the other stuff, capping, yes, we have to figure out, we have to be successful, we have to make money, but, you know, how are you doing, you know, with your family? How are you doing, like, after an accident? Or, hey, you're getting married, like, let's all go out there, you know, just, we're
like a family. We've had some deaths in this family already. You know, unfortunately, we've had some guys with kids who had some problems, and that, you know, that thankfully that are doing well.
I've used the Lobaggers many times in my life, like in dark spots.
When things go wrong, because they're going to go wrong in your life, that like the worst case scenarios happen, and the saddest things you can imagine happen, and to know that I have this group to kind of lean on is huge.
The nurses is like, what is he doing? I'm like, I'm going to put my bets in, because the college show is coming on right now that I'm supposed to be on, and I'm in the chat, and everybody's like, get well soon. You know, so I was like, man, I gotta live. You know what I'm saying? So all that type of support from my online sports betting community friends. You know, sometimes you can't even get along with your coworkers, but I got hundreds of online sports betting community friends who care enough to send to get well soon.
I've never met Nilo. Nilo lives in Canada. COVID shit says he can't fly out, but we talk daily. I've met Slaughter once. I called those two guys to bail me out. Both said yes. One 30 minutes later than the other. That if that's not fucking family, man, I don't know what else is. I didn't have that growing up. Like it's love, bro. It's love. That's what this community really does have, is love.
My husband just felt like he was part of their family. A Lobagger. Yeah. You know, just trying to get some information, just trying to make some bets, you know, just to make a little bit of money to keep his life a little bit more interesting. Because, you know, when you're sick and you have cancer, you don't have a lot going, you know what I mean? So.
And now it's like, I'm proud to be an online sports betting community Lobagger, OG Lobagger, whatever you want to call it. Right. I'm proud to be in that position. I have met some of the greatest people, some of the best friends. Yeah. I now have friends from here to other countries. Man. And you know that we share a mutual relationship.
Now those chat, you know, there's a couple hundred there every day, you know, not just 50. Yeah. So, yeah. And a lot of young guys, a lot of young cats coming up, you know, so.
As I always say, best goddamn chat in the goddamn game, in the business, are guys.
We're starting to see success a little bit as a group. And I look forward to the future, because I think that we're only going to be able to build off of that.
It's about succeeding together as a group, beating the books, defeating the juice. It's just about teamwork. And then you also know that you have people that care about you. So they'll cheer you on when you succeed, and they'll have your back when you're down.
And we are ready to get to work. You're watching Low Shack in the Bag Show. My name is Jimmy the Bag. My partner, the legend Lodos Low Shack, is not sitting beside me right now, which is very frustrating.
I don't exactly know why they fired me, but they fired me.
Today is a sad day for me and for all the low baggers. The legend Pistol Pete, Lodos Low Shack, will not be returning to Low Shack and the Bag. I know many of you watched SBR because of Pete. You know, he's incredible, smart, interesting, you know, so magical, so funny, so original. And, you know, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Pete. This video department wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Pete. So it's a very sad day here. And Pete, we love you very, very much. And we will miss you, you know, with all our hearts. That being said, it's a very, very, very busy sports card today.
We have a huge packed show. Anna Marison's joining us talking UFC. Babino's going to come talking NHL and NCAA basketball. So it's important to stay focused and for Pete to know how much we care and love about him. And we have to.
He leaving SBR and all that, and there was a little uprising by some of us on Twitter, and we're voicing out, how could you let this guy go, or this, and that looking, business is business, but
he ended up disappearing for a little bit. He had a lot of other endeavors he had to do, and I kind of stepped away from watching a lot of channels.
But we still kept the name Lobaggers even though Pete wasn't there. So Pete had some stuff, that he was taking care of back in New York. And I guess when the time was right, he would move forward and start doing content again at his leisure.
I'm sure you guys got a lot of questions. There's Rob Lax in the house. When you're a successful company, you're paying people, you can make demands. And they didn't want long capping shows. They don't want videos with 1 day of shelf life. So over Christmas, they cut me down to one show. I thought I was going to get that back after the holidays. Then they wanted my capping show to be 30 minutes. And all I want to do is cap. All I want to do is cap with you guys for hours on end. That's all I want to do. So I had to leave. Now we're back. There's 2 shows a day. Now we can go as long as we want. Now we make the rules. And most importantly, it's what you guys want. I have everything that I want in life right here. I would prefer if I could get my family into a bigger place than this apartment in Parkdale. But I have everything I want. All the happiness is right here for me, and I get it, and I'm happy, and I love it, and I'm excited. If I had known that this was what my life was going to be like 10 or 15 years ago, I'd be like, oh, what a relief. This is what I'm at the right age to be a dad. I want to be a dad, and I want to gamble and cap sports all day. This is a tough time of year because I have my show, and today my show was 3 hours and 25 minutes. That's too long. But we broke down every single NHL game, every single NCAA game. There were 16 of them. We are going to start with the Philadelphia Flyers, 11-12-4, 6-6-2 on the road at Montreal Canadiens, 6-21-3, 4-10-1 at home. We're at the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec. Carter Hart, 7-8-3, 2.80 goals against average, .915 save percentage, 1 shutout. Going up against Jake Allen, who's been playing a lot of hockey for this very, very sad Montreal Canadiens squad. What do you got? Oh yeah, it's a whale. So you can have one whale. Hey guys. Hey Carter.
How was your day? Good? It's a lot of candy.
It's a lot of candy.
So Ella, who is Jimmy the Bag?
Dada! I know.
Dada's Jimmy the Bag?
Yeah. Are you?
Yes.
Are you?
Yes. It's such a loaded question.
It is.
Yeah.
I think that when you are a professional comedian for a long period of time, it's a real tough job. It's a real hard job. And when you see the average lifespan of stand-up comedians and stuff like that, it's when you actually do it, you understand that it's not all glory and bright lights and sold out shows and big cities and dreams come true.
Isn't it that for some comedians though?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It is. I'd be the first to say it. If I was a star stand-up comedian, I wouldn't be here shooting this with you, Garth. I wouldn't be in this apartment in Parkdale. Oh, you have a question? It was a really fun 18 years of my life doing stand-up, and it gave me skills that I'm using now, and
And it's okay to not succeed at something. And other people would say, oh, you had an 18-year career, you did this, you did that, that's success. I didn't, it's not success. I did not succeed. I did not become the comedian or the actor that I'd hoped to be. And that's okay. We live in this culture where people have to win at everything or be right and all that stuff. It's okay to lose. And that's another thing that you learn in gambling. And if the losing hurts too much, then it's a problem. You won't be able to do it.
All right. So I'm also not being paid. So now we have to win. Now we have to win.
The pressure has gone up.
Because?
I have to succeed.
Yeah.
Or everything falls apart.
And by succeed, you mean?
I have to win. My voice is broke. I have to win. I have to be a winning capper. I trust your instincts. I think you're going to be a great capper.
I'm really good at.
What's your best sport, capping?
I really like soccer.
Soccer?
Yeah, soccer and football.
And football?
And hockey.
And hockey?
And basketball.
And basketball.
And football.
And football again, yeah.
Oh, puts. I love puts. I just love stuff.
Are you going to teach Carter and Ella how to gamble?
I don't know. I go on the shows every day. Sometimes I do at the end.
All right, let's see if we can get on here and see if we can't join this crowd here. Oh, Noli's on. Oh, there's Ella. Ella and Carter on there.
Hello, cactus.
Ella.
Hey,
Ella is the best.
Carter.
Carter.
Oh, no, man. Ella.
Good luck.
Hair coming in.
She's so cute.
But they're you gonna bless our picks?
Hey, what is Ella like? What is Ella's favorite cartoon? What's your favorite cartoon? What's your favorite show?
Paw Patrol.
What is it?
Paw Patrol. They're coming here to bless our picks. And so it says, wish everybody luck. And thank you, buddy.
Good luck, cactus. I hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You went to the horse track with Jimmy, right? And she got to learn a little bit about that.
Yeah, I was hanging out with Ella most of the time. I was showing her all like my squishmallows and stuff, and we were kind of just hanging out.
I mean, we're family now. It's wild. I mean, that started from that and just.
We go to Vegas with Ragu and his
it's a
wife
regular
once
trip.
a year.
Yep.
We go with them to Vegas and hang out with them, and so it's kind of cool that that show has brought all these different relationships together.
Oh yeah, let me introduce this guy. He's a family man, a fisherman, a poker player, a golfer, and he's one of the best sports gamblers on the internet. My guy, your guy, Mr. Nut Flush. What up, Nut Flush?
What's up, boys?
Hey, Nut Flush looks like a half a nut in that picture, man. You done lost a lot of damn weight. Hey, it should be half Nut Flush.
It's still the full Nut Flush, just down quite a bit. Just down.
How did you do that?
Cocaine and hookers, man. You know? No, sorry. Mama Nut Flush just.
Did you just go full keto for how long?
I dropped it all in about 6 months, man. 6-7 months. Hammered it out.
Just straight keto.
Yeah, man. If anybody ever wants to mess around with it, I got you guys, man.
Look, you look spectacular, but the Arkansas Derby's in 9 minutes.
No, I know.
9 minutes,
on here?
guys. 9 minutes. We want to talk about Nut Flush's jowls.
No, Jimmy, he looks good.
Okay,
Mike,
good.
Mike,
This is a money-making horse racing stream, right?
Sorry, Nut Flush.
First off, I'm a gambler. I've always been a gambler. My dad raised me at a horse track at Hastings Racetrack, and even when I was in stand-up and acting, I was gambling. I want to say to supplement income, but it doesn't always work like that. Gambling is a wild, tricky road, and sometimes you succeed and sometimes you don't. And,
Unfortunately, COVID happened.
We was in dark times during the pandemic. We were all friends around that time. So there was a shutdown in sports.
Unkerford, ready to go. Paulo Marquez says in less than 2 weeks, all sports will be suspended. Who cares about 2 weeks from now? We focus on today And right now, Jim Rome's a douche in the house. And NBA will be back in 2 weeks. Spencer Penny G says, crazy times. How can I live without sports to bet on? We'll find. Don't worry. Don't worry. And if we have to play poker 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that's what we'll do. Because we're gamblers and we're going to gamble.
And then all of a sudden, no NBA. Like, what was we going to do?
Liberty Finance says we can cap virtual soccer. Don't worry. There'll be a horse race going on somewhere. I've got nothing without you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this show. And who knows what's going to happen in the future. But what I do know is we'll figure it out together. We'll figure it out together. We'll figure this all out together.
We're like, what are we going to do? And if thankfully for Florida, they were like, screw COVID, and they kept the horse racing open.
When the COVID hit, it's like all sports shut down, and there was nothing going on realistically. The only thing that was going was horse racing. Now, let me tell you something. You want to see some degenerate gamblers that are missing sports action, that they want to get involved with sports. So Dom Ricci, DJ, and I, we put up a horse racing feed for Jimmy to run every Saturday.
Jimmy, Big Ragu, those guys love horse racing. We said, let's start handicapping horse racing. And we started doing it on a Saturday, all the tracks. All of a sudden, we got 1,000 people one time was watching us. We had 1,000 people, like, what? And no, because nobody was doing nothing, you know?
They felt the void. And I don't remember anybody else out there doing shows.
I remember during the pandemic, it was like, what, 8 of us on the screen doing horse racing, and we gained a bunch of new cappers.
I tuned in to Jimmy's show, and they were doing horse racing. I didn't know anything about horse racing. Even to this day, I still don't know anything about horse racing. And I do want to learn.
We still kept the low-baggers involved through horse racing. Now, a lot of them weren't horse racing fans, and they didn't know the dynamic of horse racing. They didn't kind of understand it, but we kind of simplified matters for them and just kind of showed them along. And they were just kind of glad to keep that camaraderie going.
Six is at 6-1 right now. That's who Jason Blewett and Ron Nicoletti both have the 5-6 exactor box in their action. I don't know if they're betting it, but they have Blewett has 6-5, 11-2. Nicoletti is 5-6, 11-8. 13 minutes to the Florida Derby. And let me also preface this with I need this money.
Don't we all? Yeah, exactly.
So this isn't all fun and games here, making $0 a month here.
During the pandemic, we were doing horse racing shows 7 days a week, and then it was very important for me to succeed.
I'm nervous here. Come on, Cultural Mandate. They're coming up fast on Cultural Mandate. You keep going, Cultural Mandate. You find that inside. You get on them. Come on, Hernandez. You take them home. You show me some run, Cultural Mandate. Come on, push it, Cultural Mandate. Push it. I'm very nervous here. Cultural Mandate, I need you guys to push it here. 8-1, please finish like this. Come on, guys. No, 1, you can pass him. Oh, yeah, I needed this. Oh, yeah, I needed this. God damn, did I need that? God damn. Did I need that?
But so we were playing poker online. We were doing handicapping, So even during COVID, we worked around it and still, made sure everybody was okay. And a couple of guys got sick, and
that was an interesting, kind of time for the low-baggers. And then
Jimmy winds up landing with Pub Sports Radio.
So I'm like, oh, what the hell is this Pub Sports Radio? Then we heard guys like Donnie Rightside was doing a radio show, like or something with them. Then we heard Ian Cameron doing something with them. So like, then Jimmy's gonna be on Pub. I'm like, what do you mean by on Pub? He's doing his show. They're letting him do what he wants. They got his old show back. So we were like,
big news here at Betting with the Bag. We are moving our show over to Pub Sports Radio.
Slaughter comes along and is just with open arms. Yeah, I see what you guys are doing, and I want to, bring you guys on, and was giving us all the opportunity, giving us shows.
Thanks to the great people of Pub Sports Radio, I will be making more than $0 a month.
It's good to see him land with a channel that supports him and just people that are really, they're in it for the right reasons, and that's the community and to put good content out. So
Jeff Slaughter, it's his company. He's done all of this, which is unbelievable for one man to do it. And he owns a bar in San Antonio called Southtown 101. It's a great bar. and that's the headquarters of Pub Sports Radio. There's a studio in the bar, and he set up a bunch of screens for us to follow our action.
I didn't even know gambling YouTube or Twitter existed. You know, like one of my buddies were at a bar. He's like, you need to check out these two guys, Loshak. He was making fun of his name, Loshak in the Bag. It was funny. And then YouTube, you know, I'd watch pretty much Loshak in the Bag religiously. After kind of knowing them and seeing that they weren't necessarily professional gamblers, they were just people like you and I, and they're gambling. I was like, dude, I'm going to start a studio, and I'm going to kind of build a little thing myself, a little network of gamblers, and they kind of just snowballed from there.
They were just kind of putting out a couple minute videos, maybe Ski or Babano. They hadn't had any shows. And I'm like, let's do some. Let's run full shows. And we've got it going and rolling since. And then Jimmy came on, I don't know, that May. Right after that, 2021. I told him, you're not going to regret who, Jeff Slaughter and what he does. You know what I mean? And how real it is from what I've seen.
I started watching again, and then I started noticing all the familiar faces coming back. And then, within a little while, there's all the guys, the Lobaggers are back.
And then Pubapalooza, Sausage Fest 2022.
We had like 60 people come in, from the chat and the different personnel from the shows.
Eating up from all over North America to see, just putting a name to a face is always fun to do. Having a beer, just chatting it up.
That's when I found out that, oh wow, these guys is a community. These guys have been together, and they were telling me about trips that they've taken prior, and I was just like, all right, well, I got a new niche of friends now that I just met up with and clicked up with, so.
That's kind of what these Pubapaloozas are for, is to get the people back here. We're gonna greet you, we're gonna hang out, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna talk, we're gonna cap together. You're gonna be in our videos, you're gonna be part of our content. Shit's important. I mean, it's a big group of guys and everyone is a part of it.
Stevie Wonder right now. Let's go. Let's go.
You guys are up. I think he's gonna get this. You guys like Dawkins plus 360?
Fuck that. Fuck Dawkins plus 360.
Yeah.
Pete being out of it for a little while, I think he's seen the passion that we had for what we like to do, and of course, our emotions for him, as an individual, and our friendship that we value through the cameras and through the chats and whatnot. And he felt compelled to come back.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Loshak in the Bag show for June 15th, 2021. Isn't this great? I'm Peter Loshak. He's Jimmy the Bag. We're going to break down MLB for you. We're going to break down the NBA playoff game. We're going to break down the NHL playoff game for you.
I wasn't sure what people would think of me or whatever, and I hadn't been following sports betting for a while, but now it's just like amazing. I mean, I look forward to it every week, and just interacting with everyone, and it's just so it's just like made my life. I mean, I shudder to think how I'd be feeling if it didn't exist right now.
Peter's been a blessing. Like, people love Peter, man. I get more people that have followed Peter longer than Jimmy.
I'm supremely thankful to Jeff Slaughter, because I mean, someone's got to do it. You know what I mean? It was obviously like it was something that he thought was a good idea, and why not? And I have a tremendous amount of respect for that.
This is going to be interesting, going and picking Loshak up. we're gonna find out who he is shortly. But I think people are gonna be excited. Some people literally just flew down here to see Peter Loshak today.
Obviously, Pete's the most interesting man in the world.
Hey. Hey, how's it going? Great to finally meet you.
Is this the first time you've seen Jimmy since Costa Rica, or?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I haven't hung out with anyone in the past. So
this
3
is
years.
like the biggest reuniting, huh? Like this.
Yeah, I'm just so happy that things turned out because he's such a good dad. You know what I mean? Like when I see him with Ella and everything, and I was just like, you know, being a dad and a person involved in the sports betting industry are not the most compatible things in the world. You know what I mean? I'm just thankful that you did what you did with Pub Sports Radio. So that was just something that one day you were just like, why not, right? Like, how did you decide to do it?
I was watching you and Jimmy and remember Jeff Nadu, Big Man on Campus.
Of course.
I was like, how cool would it be to build a studio inside my bar and broadcast the sports stuff, which we all love. You know, I love sports betting, and it just kind of, bam, kind of popped in my mind, and I
knew it.
Just made it happen. I mean, you know, my dad always told me you have to just do things to make it happen. You know, you can't just think about it.
You see, that's what we were talking about just a few seconds ago. You see, you hear that? His dad just told him that's great advice. My dad did not tell me that. My dad did not tell me anything close to that, and I would have been way better off if he somehow had.
Southtown 101.
Hell yeah, this is such a fun place, man. I wish I lived across the street. I'd come hang out here every friggin' day.
I can't believe people say that. I don't even get here.
This is so cool.
You know, sometimes you have experiences in life where you get too comfortable.
That's a very treacherous thing for all people and all.
You get too comfortable. You don't realize what you have.
Yes.
And I used to stare into your brow.
No.
I used to stare into your brow.
A lot of times in life, you do something just because it seems like a good idea, and then a few years down the line, you realize that you did great things for other people just unintentionally. It just happened. You know what I mean? So I'm personally extremely thankful to Slaughter for putting all this together. And
another guy, Dab Father too, Malik. That was his second time going there, and just seeing him and actually talking to him. I got to talk to him and asked him, and you know, at this point, I wanted to know, what do you like about this? Like give me the real insight. Like, you know, like what do you see when you see our streams? Like when you see our show? Like, and he just told me and broke it down. Told me about a deeper story about like why he watches us on Saturdays, and we feel a niche that, you know, somebody's not in his life no more and stuff like that. And I guess we just make him forget about stuff like that and being a part of stuff. And I was just like, wow. I was just like, this is real.
It's so weird because it seems like such a young person's game now. Like everyone's used to being online and social media. I never really saw myself like, you know, being this guy that's making friends with people in the chat and doing this, but
yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird, but it's so good that you can meet people out there online who have genuine passions as you and they relate.
There's no way you're gonna do this day in and day out if it's just yourself. You know what I mean? You got to have a crew, a family that's got the same mindset, and yeah, that's what Pub Sports has been. So
yeah, I love it. That's the place I want to be. You know, I don't want to be doing, you know, stuff for the books. And plenty of people have, you know, they always message you, you know, hit me up, and who knows? I guess one day, but I love what I'm doing there at Pub Sports Radio.
He's brought so many cappers here that genuinely do it for the love of capping, for the love of sports.
There's just nothing like us. That's the difference. We're a genuine group of people. We're real. We win and we lose real money. We track our records. We don't sell picks.
Jose is the lifeblood of Pub Sports Radio. Produces everything, takes care of everything behind the scenes that needs to be taken care of.
I guess I can call myself the head producer at Pub Sports Radio. And I'll call myself one of the original 4 members of Pub Sports Radio. So when I started with Jimmy, that was just like your crash course, and like, this is how you host a gambling show. This is how you do this, this, and this. And I was just sitting back watching, and Jimmy obviously has no idea. I'm just sitting back, learning, taking my mental notes, et cetera, et cetera.
Jimmy does one thing that no one else does. He makes everyone a part of this thing. He makes everyone feel special. He gives them a floor, an opportunity, and I knew from day one that that's what I wanted to use our platform for, is to give people a platform themselves, that even if they don't want to get on camera, a chat, that's a platform, you know, it gets what they want to get off their chest.
What I'd like to do here is a new thing. It's called the Best of Us section.
Oh.
The Best of Us. I'd like to talk about a couple low baggers here that are the best of us, and just give them a shout out. First, you guys have seen Jedi for Life in the chat. Jedi for Life was gone for a while. You know, we know he's a Doctors Without Borders. He was not in our chat. He wasn't around, and I didn't know why. This is why he wasn't around, Pete. He was in Haiti when the insurrection happened. He was held by revolutionaries for 28 days. Now, he's a doctor, and they held him so that he could look after their sick and injured of the revolutionaries. So he wasn't treated like a prisoner. He was treated like a doctor that they needed. So now he's back with his family and his kids, and he just feels like he couldn't be more blessed, and he's excited to be capping again. And so what an amazing person he is, and a part of our community, and out there making the world a better place in a very dangerous world. And so just want to just say your name out loud, Jedi for Life. You know, what you're doing is beyond a lot of our comprehension of what you're doing for the world, and how scary it must be, and how scary those 28 days must have been. And we love you. We love capping with you. I know that's how he relaxes, Pete, is to cap with us. And he's been running with us since Costa Rica. So I want to start out by giving out Jedi for Life a shout out. Now, he's the first of 2.
Wow. I really am speechless. That's unbelievable. The freaking like stories of who, you know, people who are in the comment section actually are never cease to blow my mind. You know what I mean? It's always even more unexpected than I would even have expected it to be. And I would expect it to be a little unexpected.
So that's Jedi for Life. So, and then the Best of Us round 2 here to get Low Shack in the Bag started is Nut Flush Allen's daughter, Bailey. Bailey and Kristen are now driving halfway across America up to Montana to start Toro Medical School in Great Falls, Montana. Pete, she's 20 years old, and she's already graduated from CBU. She's on her way to get a neurology doctorate. She'll be a doctor by 25 or 26 years old. And so from everybody here at Low Shack in the Bag and Pub Sports Radio, we are so proud of you, Bailey.
That's what Jimmy is so great about. Like, he makes everybody feel involved. Makes you feel, whether you're nobody, whether you're somebody, he treats you all the same. And that is why he's Jimmy the fucking Bag. That's why he's got that following. That's why he's got this family, because dude's got a big heart.
It's just an example. Like, Jimmy is the leader of the Low Bag Nation, right? He cares. He's genuine. So people that are going to gravitate to that are going to have the same qualities as that. You know what I'm saying? So if Jimmy was a piece of fucking shit and didn't care, then the low baggers would be more like that.
I forced myself to go on Twitter, and I'll never forget, like, one of the first tweets I made that was like pretty funny. Jimmy came into the studio and he just looked at me and started going, yes, yes. You know, I mean, we'll talk about that later, but I love Jimmy the Bag is what I was about to say. But
one thing about Jimmy, you know, he created the Vegas Gun Award for excellence of handicapping. So, and that really touched my husband and myself, because who would do that? You know, I mean, and it was a special award, you know, because it's capping for excellence. Like, you did an amazing job, you know, and we want to acknowledge you, you know, because you had a great day. You gave us great winners, you know, and it's just, and that's what Jimmy does. You know, he's got such a heart of gold. He really does. And so full of love, Because even when my husband passed away, he sent me flowers. And that was just very, very touching. You know, he didn't know us personally, but you know what? Through the chat, they formed a friendship. And my husband felt the love from other low-baggers. And he really did, because it's something that he looked forward to every morning. So that to him gave him a lot of life.
We had 4 years complete together, and we're starting our 5th year. And I remembered that it was that, that part of October. So I said to her, let's do something and finally do something for Jimmy and, surprise Jimmy and get him, And you did. And we got him.
My absolute goal was to make Jimmy cry for that. And it was early enough in our relationship that I didn't know how emotionally hardened Jimmy was, and I didn't know how to handle it too. So.
And then Boss likes Iowa State -6.5 in the under 51. I've seen big bets coming on the over, and I'm scared. He's also backing Boise State, likes the number at 3.5. I'm going to stay off of that at this point. And that is all. But I have no idea what's going to happen next. No idea. Jorge, take it away.
All right. Sorry. So honestly, Jim, I think I'm the most nervous I've ever been for something on this show. I'll admit to you freely, openly right now. We're very open with each other. I'd start off with a question. First of all, Jim, how long have you been doing this whole capping, this whole thing?
Well, capping or doing it publicly?
Publicly, I guess I should say.
I guess this would be I think this is the beginning of my 5th year.
Oh, congratulations from me to you on your 5-year anniversary of the Low Bag family. And to introduce this little film we have of you, this is my unk, your unk, my favorite Jets fan, Dommy Gunn.
Jimmy, how you doing today, baby? How's everybody doing in low bag land? Jim, I've been calling you our fearless leader for a long time. This will prove it. Hit it, Jose.
Jimmy, what's up? It's Matty Ice.
What's up, Jimmy? It's your boy Razor Sharp Picks.
Has it actually been 5 years, bro? Congratulations.
This is the entire Nutflesh Allen family. We'd like to say congratulations on 5 years. That's 5 years of you building the Low Bag family.
5 years of the Low Bag fam, with the incomparable Jimmy the Bag as the ringleader. What can we say? I mean, it's hard to cultivate families. It's hard to keep them in line and get along with them, but we somehow do that. One betting community, all working together to beat the books, and we're all here together, Jimmy, because of you.
I mean, for you, especially, you brought me in to this family, and everyone's open arms.
Personally, for myself, I used to be depressed. I used to be in a dark place, and this community brought me happiness. So it still brings me happiness, and I appreciate you guys for that.
I just wanted to reach out and tell you how thankful I am that you've shared a part of your life with us, the Low Bag family, when you told us all about Bernie Kosar and how your dad didn't want you to talk to him. And
you've done a wonder for the world of sports bettors, getting to know each other and be successful across the internet.
The most unselfish, unbiased, hardworking sports handicapper I know.
What an amazing capper you are, what an amazing father you are, but what a great visionary you are with bringing us all together.
Oh, Captain, my Captain, there's many of us who wouldn't be doing this, who wouldn't be in this game if it wasn't for you blazing the trail, showing us the way, giving us some opportunities. We love you, man, from the bottom of our hearts.
I love everything you've done. You know how I feel about you. I appreciate you brought a whole nation together, a whole family together.
I want to salute you, your family, and everything that you're about. You're a beautiful motherfucking person, Jimmy.
You know, you've been nothing but a class act this whole time. And I know this job is a very, very stressful one. So from one low bagger to another, you are appreciated, my man. Much love.
Thanks, Jimmy, for keeping my dreams alive, man, and giving me some opportunities, supporting me, backing everything that I do, man. It's really you. It ain't even me. I just try to show up and show out, man. I appreciate you 1,000%.
So anyhow, guys, I just wanted to thank everybody for doing this. Jimmy, I hope you enjoyed this. Love you guys, and hope we all see each other very, very soon. Leche, Alice. There you go, Jim. We love you.
Thank you, guys.
Feel the same way, brother. Feel the same way. It was hard for me to even get those words out, But like I said, I mean, I wish everybody could have joined us today. This could have went on for hours and hours. I put my sunglasses on, I had tears running down my face. And Jose clicked on his face, and it was red as a beet. I see his tears welling up. It was just the best thing.
That's it, buddy. We love you. This is the start of a big, big year for us. Big year.
Agreed.
Thank you.
And he just fucking starts sobbing in the show. And I was like, oh, what do I do now? And then we awkwardly end the show with Jimmy crying, which, was my goal, I guess, technically. But yeah, no, it was a great episode. It's an all-time episode of Betting with the Bag.
I mean, where do you get that? And come on, man.
Sports bettors.
I like making Jimmy feel things, whether it's disgust or sadness. Or some sort of happiness. My goal is to always make Jimmy feel some type of way.
On behalf of all of us here at Pub Sports Radio, thank you so much for your support. Let's have a bounce back Thursday and get that cash. Lecce, hey, those bookmakers!
Lecce, hey, los bookmakers. Get that cash.
Lecce, los bookmakers.
Yeah. That's it.
Lecce, hey, los bookmakers.
It's like a fucking nice crispy pizza coming out of an oven. Like, that's just, everyone wants it.
Yeah, absolutely. Lecce, go ahead and milk them,
I believe that started in Costa Rica.
Yeah, Lecce, los bookmakers. When we first went down to Costa Rica, I thought that just simply meant milk the bookies. It turns out that it's not quite right. So I think people kind of like that a lot.
Yeah, in Spanish, it's the way you put words together, it changes everything.
Yeah. It kind of sounds like you're trying to get milk from the wrong place of a bookie is what they're getting at, right? Yeah.
And I remember it was during the horse racing show, and I got up and I said, Leche. And he's like, no. And I just, bookmakers. Yeah.
We got to Leche, we got to get that milk, we got to get that honey, we got to get whatever we got to do out of these bookies, man.
Slow milk. So, yeah, kind of principle. I heard that from, the great poker player Doyle Brunson. He said, you can shear a lamb many times, but you can only skin it once. So, just kind of shave off what you need.
The bookies don't care about you. They don't care about you. It's just like life.
Fuck them in the eye hole, man. Right in the eye hole, bro. I mean, milk them straight from the titty.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. There's nobody I hate worse than my local bookie.
It's funny, with my own local, there's been times where I've been really succeeding and I've had some compassion for him. I felt, bad. But you shouldn't.
We're really us against the bookies. It's really
Absolutely.
us against the bookies, and that's pretty much it. It's no other way around it.
Technically, that's actually not true, and it's one of the secrets I shouldn't even say on camera. But you're really not betting against the bookies. You're betting against other players. It's just that the bookies are, the bookies, if you make money sports betting, it's not because the sports book lost money. It's because other bettors lost money.
Everybody kind of says, it's us against the bookies or this or that, and I think that you'll find a lot of the low baggers are on those contrarian spots that are actually siding with the book. So finding those spots where, they're kind of with the book and against the public.
If you actually beat a bookie, that's almost worst case scenario. Because if you actually beat a sports book, you're probably not going to get paid.
If you had a live look in at the room of the gamblers and the room of the bookmakers, they look the same. A bunch of guys standing around the TV sweating out the games.
They will beat the public because what percentage of the public does the amount of work or the amount of research to do it? Because at least with my buddies, I know they don't do that. They look at SportsCenter like, oh, well, these guys haven't won. I'm going to take them, and them. And there's no rhyme or reason. That's, in my eyes, how the majority of people bet.
The majority of people lose gambling, that's not going to go away. You know what I mean? So just like any market, though, I think the cream finds a way to rise to the top. And
the whole thing that we do with the low baggers is we work together to defeat the juice, and we can do it. And I proved it. I had 10 straight winning months last year. It was the best year of my gambling career. And I'm proving it.
When the books have a 5% edge on you, that's no joke to be able to go in there and and do that. And oh, by the way, the books are really good. The odds they get are really good. The mathematicians who make these models are really good.
This strip was not built on winners. They have supercomputers making these lines. And if I love looking at it like that, like, can I beat a supercomputer? I think I can. I mean, my record so far, since I've been tracking consistently, says I can. And like I said, I have the utmost belief in what I do. I have the utmost belief in what these guys do. And I know if you just get 1% better every day, just do the work, be consistent, and you'll succeed.
Sports can be beatable. If you do your research, you do your homework, you really take the time to really be analytical and just go through everything, you have a chance.
For Jimmy, that's just like it's a little army of guys trying to take on the books. And I appreciate that they're not trying to like sneak in. They literally are taking the books on head on. Well, let's just go down the list today of every game and where do we think we could beat you? And boy, that's tough at -110. And the camaraderie that it builds trying to climb that mountain together is very authentic and real.
Because they're getting better. They get better, we get better, the public gets better.
It's fun. It's fun grinding those bookies. They're freaking good. You know what I mean? The numbers are sharp. And
this is not an industry designed for you to succeed. So you gotta, keep it moving, find what works for you and exploit it for as much as you can.
Being involved in any predictions market, but especially sports betting, you really do start to see life differently because you realize that life is about all these like micro bets, calculations. You're trying to, make positive EV decisions for your life based on factors. You're trying to predict the future. You're trying to make, good bets, quote unquote. I mean, we don't think of it as a bet, you know what I mean? Like when you look both ways when you cross the street and then cross the street, you don't think of that as like a good bet that you just made, but it really is basically the same thing. Or when it comes to like jobs or relationships or anything, So when you start to realize that life is like that, then I think you start to see life in a much more, in that way, clear and realistic way. You know what I mean?
Everything in life is going to be a shot. And this is just giving the title gambling, I feel like just gives it a negative perspective on it.
People say, what's your hobby? Mine's gambling. I mean, I don't know if I have another hobby that I can think of off the top. Just for me now, at this stage of my life, it's just let's put something on, we'll have a bet.
It brings so much joy to my life, and I feel it. I feel it about a few minutes into my show. I'm like, oh man, it feels so good. I'm just at home. That's what we talk about, being home,
But it's been 7 years since we've been, since 2016 is when we discovered, Peter Loshak and everything up until now. But it feels like it's been like 10, 20 years. Because you guys think we went every day. We spent more time on them shows sometimes than we did with our families and some other stuff. Or at work. Because, or actually doing the work we were supposed to be doing at work. Because we used to watch those shows. I used to watch it 2 hours a day.
This group and myself, like we're barely just starting. So it's only gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
There's no competition to the Lobag family. I wish there was. I wish it would, but I don't think it'll ever be a competition to the Lobag family. There's nothing else can come up and bubble to go. We got them all across the world.
I just think we're a group of guys that love what we do and are so passionate about it. The more the merrier, because we just want to keep doing this as a group. And win.
I'm glad I have this brotherhood with them and looking forward to the future, man.
Seeing this brotherly love between my father's friends, the Lobaggers, it's something that I want. It's something that I want my kids to see, and I want them to be able to have the time of their life with their future uncles and all that. So, yeah.
And I really want to see what happens to me. I want to see what happens to my unit size. I want to see what happens to my life. I want to see if I can legitimately, honestly succeed.
He wants to succeed at this, and he just wants it so goddamn bad, when he says that. I love that. I really feel that when he puts that out there, and we're all right with him,
It's always a constant battle, 2 months you're up, 2 months you're down, 3 months you're up, 1 month you're down, 4 months you're feeling like you're the man. Next 5 months, you're looking around like, You know, so it's
That's the roller coaster that is sports betting. 10 in a row here, 7 in a row there, and that's how it is.
I know it's taking a toll on my body, and it's probably ravaging it because it's not healthy, and I love it.
My point is, like, people have seen us because we've been out in there on social media, but as far as the group, the LOBAGGER group, they know, like, some of us are friends. They don't know how it became. And the whole LOBAGGER thing is just something, you know, they can make a movie out of it. We could definitely do a reality show, that's for sure. It'd be funny because we got some characters. I know I'm considered a character, but I ain't nothing like some of these guys. Yeah. We got some characters.
The roller coaster begins. Hold on to your seat.
You like that? You like that?